What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I was listening to the Running Back podcast, and they was talking about Giannis and the situation with Milwaukee shutting him down for the season. Also, they were discussing, like, is Giannis a top 5 basketball player, right? So first, the thing is, now the first thing I want to talk about is, what do I think about the Bucks shutting Giannis down, right? I don't really like it. If Giannis is not like injured or something like that, then I don't really like it. You know, Milwaukee Bucks fans they pay to see, their best player out there. Um, the fans want to know that at least you're trying to win. Now, I don't know if they're sitting them down because they want to save him for next year, or they don't want him to get hurt and affect, like, his trade value. I don't really know the reason why they sitting him down, right? But I do know that, like, he wants to be out there, and so if he's not injured and he want to be out there, I think they should allow him to play, man. And I think the league need to step in, when teams do stuff like this, right? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio from the Running Back podcast, and I'm gonna come back and add my input to what's going on over there in Milwaukee.
How it works, right? I mean, if he is healthy, ultimately, can he not just say, "Hey, doc, I'm healthy, put me in"? Like, who's making this call?
Ultimately, it comes down to the team. That's why the NBPA has gotten involved in this, because it's going to come down to the team. It's going to come down to the training staff. And if they're telling him he's not cleared to play or he's not going to play, that's going to be the decision made. And Giannis protecting himself and wanting to fight for himself, he's gonna get the Players Association involved, because he's like, hey, I want to go out and play. So the one thing that we can agree on, whether it's performative or whether it's genuine or so on and so forth, we can all agree that there's a disconnect between Giannis and ownership with the Milwaukee Bucks at this point. Like, if you're like, as a player, if you get shut down for the season, knowing that you can't make a difference in how the season is going to go, a lot of guys will take that as a vacation and say, you know what, I'll be happy to put my street clothes on and root my guys on from the sideline in my street clothes. I love the fact, and I can respect the fact that this is a guy saying, no, I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off with my guys, and if you're not going to allow me to do so, then I'm going to get legal representation involved, and we're going to make some noise with this. We're going to make a fuss about it. And that looked like that's what the scenario is going on. But ultimately, Beetle, to your question, it's going to come down to the team and the training staff telling him that he's not available to suit up. And that's why he's gotten the NBPA involved.
There's obviously different scenarios.
And I like the fact that Giannis want to play, because, fans pay good money to see this guy, and, I just think that if he's not injured, he definitely should be out there. And this is what you want to see from a guy that is like one of the top players in the NBA, or any basketball player in the NBA. Like, what are you saving these guys for? This generation, it's all about longevity and playing as many years as you can and getting the money, but they're not as productive. And I would prefer to see a guy just give me everything, that he have, and we just live with the consequences. But you just trying to stretch out people's careers and letting these guys play for all these years and piling up stats and stuff like that, to me, is not what basketball is about.
If they were playing for anything, or if they were in a playoff series or Game 7 of the finals, there's no doubt he's playing. Right. So a player can have that input, especially someone like Giannis, that, look, guys, I am fine, I am playing. The team now is looking at, look, there's no reason. He is now an asset going forward this summer with the uncertainty of his career here in Milwaukee. It makes no sense. But players have control to a standpoint. But right now, I think the team has more control and more say.
This really just exposes the teams, because they are, the teams will tank. They will use you as an asset. And what that means is, like, teams don't really winning to them. It's more about a business than it is winning. Players are passionate because they want to play and they want to win. The owners don't care about winning. And this just shines a light on that and makes it clear, like, they don't care about winning. It's all about, it's all about money, the bottom line, and what they can get out of it.
Over maybe a game 7 of a playoff series, or them making a push to try and get the 6th seed versus the play-in. Like, I guarantee you, if those were the scenarios, he'd be playing and the team would be totally cool with it.
You know what, Boogie, Chandler listed off sort of the little laundry list of injuries he's had, the calf being probably top of that worrisome injuries. If you were other teams, he's still a superstar. He's still a huge name in this league. Are you nervous at all about the idea of getting him on your roster?
Absolutely not. I'm excited. I mean, this is Giannis. This is a guy that's in the prime of his career. I mean, injuries are a part of the game. He hasn't had anything, catastrophic injury-wise. I mean, and knock on wood, but injuries are a part of the game. These type of things happen with the force that he plays with on a nightly basis. These type of lower body injuries are pretty common, but they're also fixable. And I do think I would like to see him take advantage of this, time frame of, meaningless basketball and, to get healthy, get right for the next season. If it's in Milwaukee or if it's somewhere else, I do think he could take advantage of that time to get fully healthy. And I think it would be even more teams lined up, for the sweepstakes of getting the chance at trading for Giannis. So
my problem with that is, even if you Giannis and you have the attitude, okay, I'm gonna rest up and I'm gonna get healthy so when I go somewhere else. With that mentality and that attitude, there's no guarantee that you're gonna have success no matter where you go. So, and they say that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so I just think that if you're a basketball player, just play basketball. Allow this guy to play basketball. I wouldn't take the advice from Boogie Cousins, right? Sitting and waiting for the next situation. Just play. If that's what you do, you play.
Nah, I can't agree with that. Now, if this was, something a little more severe, if it's, for instance, like myself, I had catastrophic injuries back to back to back. So I would get viewed in a different way as far as, being an asset to a team or if they could even depend on me to be healthy throughout an entire season. So that would make more sense. But these are more so minor injuries and also fixable injuries. And with the time he has right now, he can go into any season healthy right now, anywhere he goes.
Anybody hesitating?
It's someone that you're always going to take a risk on. It's the talent, the production when he's on the court. I mean, look at his numbers last 5-7 years. Like, you want to compare him to other players now, where it's all just health driven. If he's on the floor, he's unreal. And this year, he's only played 36 games. He's still averaging 29, 10, and 5. Like, I'm going to take a risk on that guy. I don't care how the game is going. I don't care how much shooting it is and how much if he loses a step. I'm taking a risk on getting a Giannis Antetokounmpo. If I can go and put a package together to possibly acquire him for the next 3 to 5 years,
right.
I'm swinging.
So legit 3 to 5 years. That's what we're thinking, Lou. That's a pretty good window.
Yeah, you got a good pocket of time. I don't think this makes teams nervous. At the end of the day, we got a guy that's fighting to get back on the court right now. That should tell you everything that you need to know about him and how he feels health-wise. He wants to compete right now as it stands, let alone in the offseason or next season or anything in the future. He's telling you right now on Wednesday, I want to go out and put a uniform on and go hoop and be with my guys. So if I'm other teams, I like the mindset. I like the mentality that I got a guy willing to play through all of the adversity that he's been through, knowing that he doesn't have a shot at playing in the playoffs or having a chance to compete for a play-in spot, and he still wants to suit up. To me, that should turn teams on. That should make more teams want to be involved in the sweepstakes.
He's averaging 28 points a game this year on 29 minutes a game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't want a shot at that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm with Giannis, man. If I'm healthy, I'm playing because you want to stay in, this is not something people think that you can turn these things on, like you could turn it off and turn it on at a moment's notice. And people who don't play basketball, like the owners and the general managers, those guys who just worried about the bottom line, most of those guys probably never played basketball and don't know that, this is not something that you could turn on and turn off. So if you have to be out because of injury or whatever reason, then that's different. Then you have to get back in basketball shape and you have to get back, your timing and 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 develop the chemistry again with your teammates. But if you don't have to be out, I wouldn't recommend it. That's why I like the fact that Giannis wants to play. He wants to be out there. If they only win, if they don't win enough games to get into the playoffs, whatever they win, it is what it is, and teams around the league already know how good Giannis is. So he don't have to, he don't have to go out and do anything extra except for just play, and so I think I'm not sure. I think Giannis should play, in my opinion. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.